Welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. In this podcast, we discuss the how-to of creating conscious leadership for business, life, and the world. With ordinary people doing extraordinary things and being truly in control of their own health, wealth, and happiness. Knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. Introducing your host, Julie Hogbin, author, international speaker, mentor, disruptor, and creator of conscious leadership, and property investor living in the UK. Can do, can't do, will do, won't do on a spectrum or on a matrix. So can do, can't do, will do, won't do. Will to won't, can to can't on two different axes. And within those axes, divide that into 4 quadrants. And link all of this and thinking about what your aim is. So whether you are working in business or whether you are working for yourself or whether you are a manager or a leader or an individual looking to do something, what's your aim? What's your vision? And then think about all of the things that you need to do or all of the things that anybody needs to do to be able to achieve that aim. And then think about whether they can do or can't do, whether they will do or won't do. And those 4 quadrants basically boil down to can do, will do is basically your sweet spot. And the sweet spot is a definition for the area on a cricket bat that when you hit the cricket ball actually resonates and drives that ball as far as you can possibly get it. So if you can do and you will do, you are absolutely in the best place. Your member of staff is in the best place to do. You want to do and you can do. So you've got the skill set and you've got the motivation to do the thing, whatever the thing is. Now, come across one quadrant to the right. So it may help you to write this down on a 2-axis diagram. You will do, you want to do, but you can't do. So you have the motivation, you have the will to do, you have the aptitude to do, but you don't actually have the skill set. And this is prime development opportunity. So for you or for somebody you're managing, give them the training, the coaching, the mentoring, give them the book to read, the audio to listen to as you are with this, and develop them into the position where they have the skill set to do the thing that they want to do, that you want them to do, that they need to do. It's a beautiful position to be in. This will also provide your staff team with development opportunity, which is also the promotional opportunity, which, as I'm recording this, is vital for people. Now, come back to the can do, but won't do sector on the quadrant. My question to you would be, if you can do it, but you won't do it, why not? What's going on? So some real great coaching questions here about what is stopping either you or your member of staff, the individual that you are thinking about while you're going through this can, can't, will, won't do quadrant. If they can do it but they won't do it, why not? What's getting in their way? Is it because they have lost motivation? Is it because they are lacking a piece of equipment? Is it because they are lacking time? Is it because they have got other things on their mind, outside of the working environment, outside of trying to achieve the goal that you are asking them to achieve? Why won't they do it? And there are choices to be made here. So if you find out why they won't do the thing that they can do but won't do, it might be that they want your attention. It might be that something has to change. It might be that they are lacking the motivation and really need to shift on. And again, from a positive perspective, you can help them to do that. You can help them from this position either back into being the motivated individual they are, or out of the organisation, or even delegating the thing that they won't do, you won't do, to somebody else. So outsource it. And then the very final quadrant is can't do, won't do. And if you can't do and you won't do, there's a big choice to be made, either for you individually. So if you can't do and you won't do, what are you going to do? If it needs to be done, then you need to find somebody else to do it for you, is the basic aim on this. If it's a member of staff, can't do, won't do, there is a development opportunity or a conversation to be had to get them to the can do. And there is a conversation to be had about why won't they do it. And again, dependent on the result of those two conversations, there is a definitely big choice to be made. Do they stay or do they go? Many years ago, I worked for an organisation who had many staff who couldn't do and wouldn't do, and they transferred them from one position to the next, to the next, to the next. And the only thing that happened was that they made a rod for their own back further down the line about how to deal with the individuals that they had kept employed. So any organisation, any manager, any leader that is listening to this, if you have people in your team, in your organisation that can't do and won't do, make the decision earlier rather than later on what you are going to do with them and how you are going to do what you're going to do with them. And if you've got can do, won't do, make the decision, walk towards the thing, make the decision about what you're going to do with them. Find out why they're not doing the thing that you want them to do. Now, I'm recognising as I'm talking that this could be a little bit convoluted in the will do's, the won't do's, the can do's, the can't do's, and what quadrant they sit in. But if you drew an L shape, so two axes, put can and will on one axis and can't and won't on the furthest axes away, with aim in between the will and can, and then the first quadrant, sweet spot, the second quadrant to the right of sweet spot is development, the third quadrant above sweet spot is why not, and then the fourth quadrant, which is diametrically opposite sweet spot, is a big choice to be made. That will give you a good feel. So as a conclusion, each position within the quadrant will require a different set of skills from you as the individual you are to deal with the situation for you personally and for you with others where you are managing and leading them. Short, sharp session for this episode. If you have any questions, you know where I am, come and find me. If you want to see the quadrant, I've posted it physically on LinkedIn so you can actually see the quadrant. So come and connect. Come and follow me. A lot more information written and visually within my LinkedIn or within Facebook, either myself, Julie Hogbin Page, or Conscious Leadership. Thanks for listening to the Conscious Leadership podcast. You can contact Julie on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and hear me out. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel for how-to videos and more content. And please message Julie to have your questions answered. Until next time, remember, knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. See it, say it, write it, believe it, and achieve it.